Whoops. Okay. What's up, everybody? Let me do the old mic check real quick. So you might hear a loop. Oops. All right. We are good. What is good, everybody? It is the Godfather of VR, the ageless one of the man, Lincoln Clay. And if the cam looks a little bit different, that is because I am on my PC in the bedroom. I've talked about this before that I felt weird about putting a webcam in my bedroom because I felt like it was a little bit invasive, especially when you take into account that I've got your typical bachelor's bedroom with clothes in baskets all over the room. But the PC that I'm sitting at is basically it's my workhorse. It's the PC that I use every day. The PC that I normally stream from, the 4090, I only use that PC to sim race. You know, the rigs out there, I don't do anything else on that PC. And then the other PC in the other room that has a 3080 Ti in it, that's more or less my son's computer, so to speak. That's the computer he uses when he comes over on the weekend. You know, I'll maybe use it to do some benchmarks every now and then, but other than that, I really don't use it much. And if I wanted to, it's more than capable of getting the job done. You know, hence I say so many times that if you were to build a PC, if you want to build a future-proof PC at the cheapest possible cost, I was always stressing that I think you should go with a 3080. And so this PC here has a 3070 Ti in it. And when I've talked to you guys in the past about building a PC, and you want a PC that's good enough to cover all the bases at the absolute minimum cost. In the past, I was always saying go with a 3070 Ti because I can give you an idea of what you're going to be dealing with based on this PC that I'm sitting at here. Now, flat screen games, It can play all my flat screen games. It can play the majority of them at 4K 60 or more in most cases. I mean, I played I was playing Gears 5 multiplayer at 4K, and it ran it at like 4K 100, I think about 140 frames per second. And so that's one of the reasons why I don't even bother with my 4090. I mean, what am I going to do? Go out there and play Gears 5 at 300 frames per second, and I'm not going to see the difference. So that PC out there is, strictly for sim racing, and plus, I like gaming from the comfort of my bedroom. Now, so a 3070 Ti, if you don't have any interest in VR whatsoever, 3070 is enough to get the job done to cover you across the base. Um, you know, uh, you'll be able to play. You'll be able to play anything 1080 or 1440, but 4K with this computer, I can play the majority of my games. No, I can play all of them at 4K. It's just the ones that can't quite hit 60. It's only a couple of them that can't quite hit 60. I think like Monster Hunter Wilds might be one of them. I did the benchmark tool, but the majority of the games can do 4K 60 or better. Now, when it comes to VR, this TV, I mean this TV too. This computer can play the majority of my VR games at at high or epic settings with the resolution running at about 2000 like 2080p or something like that. I might play around with it a little bit depending on the game that I'm playing. But and then even I think when it comes to VR, sim racing games in VR are the most demanding, especially ACC. So all the racing games in my library that have VR support on this computer right here in particular, it it does not run ACC, it doesn't run AC Evo, and it it doesn't really run F125, which is puzzling because it used to run F125. I know part of it has got to do with Windows 11 and forcing that damn Copilot on people. But when it was on Windows 10, yeah, actually it ran everything when I had Windows 10 on this computer. But once I got forced to upgrade to a Windows 11, yeah, some of my games suffered a slight downgrade in performance. But yeah, so out of all the racing games in my library, it plays all of them. And hell, shit, even with this computer, Automobilista 2, I run it on low settings and it still is crystal clear. It still runs buttery smooth. Um, so yeah, and you might see the top of my steering wheel here. This is the steering wheel right here to my Logitech G93 True Force wheel. Um, and so I also race in this room when I'm having fun. I thought about streaming Le Mans Ultimate tonight, but I'm trying to get back to silver. And the fact of the matter is, my other computer out there with the rig, um, I'm faster on the rig. I'm about a half a second to a second faster, and I'm trying to get back to the silver rank. And not only that, um, I am sitting in a folding chair, and this Logitech wheelbase is connected to a folding table. So, so yeah, when I race in here, it's all in the name of fun. I'm not trying to do any serious racing from here. But yeah, so the purpose of this stream is kind of to stress test. I've done a few streams from this PC before, but I also wanted to test the cam. And so yeah, you guys might see the curtain in the back corner right there, and I was able to position the cam in a way where you guys can see my face, but um, it's not putting all my business out there. You know, it's not invasive as far as the bedroom goes. Because you know, when it comes to sim racing, let's face it. Um, when you're a sim racer, you have to show your face. It's just the way it is. I mean, I've seen the drop off in views. Like when I stream from PC, like when I stream from that PC out there on the 4090, and then I come in here and I would stream from this PC with no cam, there was a huge difference. There was a huge drop off in viewers. Same thing with the PS5. I don't have my PS5 camera connected, and so there was a huge drop off in views. So I've got the PS5 camera as well, but I think I'm going to try this camera first and see if it works on my PS5. And if it doesn't, then I'll see about figuring out something with my PS5 camera and um, do some PS5 streams again at some point. So with all that out of the way, that's about all I can think of. Um, I wasn't going to do this stream because there's really nobody online, at least when I checked about an hour ago. See, look at that. 2 people in the MX5 Sprint Series. That's not good. And so because of that, this stream won't be all that long. We need to see the serious look when you are racing. um, when I'm on Project Motor Racing, I am having fun. But however, when Project Motor Racing does get VR support, you guys will see me have more of a serious look on my face because at that point I'm going to be trying to win races and set personal bests. Oh my God. I don't know if I want to do that. Well, he already started the countdown, so I guess I'll go ahead and stay here and do this. How many laps is this race? Oh, it doesn't. 6 laps? Okay, yeah, I could do that. Well, I hope they have an update coming out soon. I hope they have DLC coming out soon. You know, over on Rensport this month they got an update coming up, and I think it's like a Le Mans DLC or something like that. I think they've got a couple of retro Le Mans cars on there. They are also adding the Peugeot 9X8, which I think that is a very unique hypercar. Shaolin Monk, I'm at work, stuck here until they sell this car. Uh, I got gloves and I can't try them out. Well, I'm not wearing any gloves in here because again, I'm not even wearing any shoes. I'm on my Logitech wheelbase, and this wheelbase I think only has like 1 point. I think it's like maybe 2 newton meters of torque, 1.2 or something like that. So it's not even worth putting on any gloves. Same thing with the pedals. It's not, you know, I don't need to put on any shoes because these pedals don't have the sharp edges. Even though the pedals have a metal faceplate, it's not sharp like my V3 pedals. Now, I don't remember this track very well, so Oh. Oh, I didn't know I had the pit limiter on. Oh yeah, laughing at my G29. Woo! Tire's still cold. Tried to push it. You know something else, folks? So I did a comparison. Well, we're only practicing anyway, so I can go ahead and pull over now. I can go ahead and head back to the pits. So, I did a comparison. I compared. So, let me back up for a second. So, again, I'm in my bedroom. This 3070 PC is in the bedroom. So is my PS5. So is my Xbox Series S. So what I did was I compared the graphics between PC Project Motor Racing between PC and the PS5, and simply put, the PS5 version, honestly, it did not look 4K. It did not have that 4K sharpness. Honestly speaking, the game looked like it was upscaled from 1080p, and it just looked like it was upscaled. It looked like 1080p was the native resolution and it was upscaled to something. 1440p, 4K, what have you, and the picture was not sharp. Whereas on PC, I ran this at native 4K, and the picture was razor sharp. You could damn near see a night and day difference. And I didn't do any kind of side-by-side comparisons. I was just had them both on at the same time, and I was just taking this remote and just clicking back and forth between the two, and I was able to see the difference. Now, I will say about the PS5 version, the blacks are black. I don't know why, but on PC, the blacks do not look black. They look a dark charcoal colored. But I mean, the blacks on the PS5 version was a pure black. So, so I dare say that the PS5 version had more rich colors, but the sharpness on PC was miles ahead of PlayStation. So, if you're interested in buying this game, if you have both a PS5 and a PC, I absolutely recommend buying this game on PC. You'll have freedom to play around with the graphics to your liking. You can like 180 frames is the cap, but at least you have the option of playing around with the frame limit, with the frame rate. And if you go to sites like loaded.com, where I've been going, you can get this game for like damn near 60% off. I mean, I've given away about I think I've given away about 6 keys so far for this game, and I bought every one of them at loaded.com, and they've roughly been anywhere between $24 and $27. The game is still going for $70 on PS5, and I caved in, and I paid the $70 for the PS5 version, but I paid the full $60 for the PC version because the reason I did that was because if I try the game and I don't like it, I could have always gotten a refund from Steam. But once I played the game and I liked it, I knew at some point, is this game, I hate that heart is in the way. Is this game projected to add VR? Yeah, they're gonna add VR, I just don't know when. I'm hoping it's more sooner than later. You know, I've been in the comments of other streamers, my friends in particular, Metz, Jester, Boris, and you know, and I've mentioned it to them that I'm ready for the VR, and all of them kind of said the same thing, that they think that stabilizing online is still the top priority, because I guess it's still not quite stable yet, but which I could agree with them. But from my point of view, online stability is going to be an ongoing thing with this game, because look at Le Mans Ultimate. That game has been out 2 years now. They just had their second birthday, and it's still constantly pumping out updates, quality of life updates, and bug fixes, and stability fixes. So that's not going to be something where they get it to where they want it and then just that's it. They just, all right, we good. It's going to be an online thing. There's going to be, again, quality of life updates, what have you. So 2-3 years later, if this game is still up and running, this still going to be putting out updates to stabilize the online, to the quality of life fixes or whatever. So if that being said, if the VR is ready, go ahead and put it out right now. I'm ready for it. I can be honest and tell you that I did not plan to buy this game at launch. because the VR wasn't ready. And for me, with some games, no VR, no buy. But as a pre-order bonus, they gave us the entire GTE class. They gave us what the GTE class I think has 6 or 7 cars, and I think that might be the most of any game. As far as to my knowledge, the only GTE car that this game is missing is the Ferrari 488. So in the GTE class is my favorite class. It's a class you have to respect because the cars don't have any ABS. I guess trying to decide whether I was going to go out there or not. Yeah, I guess we can do a lap or two. I wouldn't let him go. Oh, I'm the only PC dude in here.
That timing's live. Make it count.
Shit! Alright, so the lap will count. They're not going to penalize me. To go. I lifted when I should have kept pressing.
Guys are going to be gunning for us. Quickest car right now. End of session. Checkered flag this lap. You've done it! That's pole, mate! Amazing job!
Well, shit. Whoa, shucky ducky. And by the way, folks,
Ain't no stopping
there you
this
go.
train! Whoa!
So I've got my stream box. I got the really small, the mini one right here. But I've got a bigger stream box on the other computer. It's like a 15 button box. This is only 6.
Good luck, mate.
Let's go. I'll let them go. Oh, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh. Platinum Fox, how's it going? Oh, sorry, dude. Oh, that's a backbreaker right there. That killed any chance I had of catching him. Way up there. Ah, I was trying to look at the chat. Took my eyes off the track.
Last lap, white flags out. Stay focused and give it your best effort. Catching the leader. Continue to push hard and stay focused.
Yeah, unless he makes a mistake, that's a wrap. Oh well, I was having fun anyway. Says Platinum Fox GG on pole.
Fantastic job, you made the
Hi there, chat. Chat. How's it going? He had to know you were there. That's on him. Yeah, I mean, for all we know, he could have been using a controller. I mean, I'd like to think that he knows that I didn't try to take him out. Now, I know I said this before about this game, but out of all the games that I know of that has the MX5, I think this game has the best sounding MX5. But I love the audio on a lot of the cars on this game. Let's see what else is there. Oh, he's the only one there. Let's see if there's anything in rank. Oh, crikey. Not a soul. All right, we'll kill some time, do a single player race. Besides, out of I'm trying to think. Let me think. Like we're at Sebring. This is Sebring right here. Out of all the sim racing games that have Sebring, let me see. There's this game, Le Mans Ultimate, iRacing, Automobilista 2, Forza of all people, of all games. Yeah, out of all those, Out of those 5 games that has Sebring, I enjoy doing Sebring on this game the most. Uh, and I'm serious, not trying to sound like a shill or anything like that. Um, the way the markers are lined up on Sebring in this game, it gives me a straight shot. I hit my brake marker, and as soon as I get the car lined up, I can smash the gas and shoot right through that corner. Whereas and I can kind of do it on Automobilista too, but Le Mans Ultimate, no. Um, even when I hit my brake marker, I still have to ride the brakes and like give the car a light trail brake around that corner, and I can't hit the gas until after I get past the apex. Whereas on this game, once I get lined up where I want it, I can hit it. I can smash the gas and like slingshot right over the top of the apex. So yeah, it's a bumpy version too. You know what's crazy? Out of these 5 games that I mentioned that have Sebring, all of them, all 5 of them, you feel the bumps in the track. But this is going to be crazy for me to say this, but I think I feel the most bumps on the Forza version of Sebring of all games. You know, the iRacing version, I've only tried that once when I was at the Sim Gaming Expo this past summer. Since this is a single player race, we're going to get straight into the race.
I hope you're ready for this.
Let's go. Let's go. Hit my brake right there. Even though I had to brake kind of hard, I was still able to carry some decent momentum around that corner. Oh! Look at the rubber chunks. AI scaring me. C Slim, what's up, my guy? How you doing? Damn it, AI. Give me a second. See, I'll check that. I'll check that comment in a second. I should have just turned on the speech chat. By that Resident Evil. I'll buy that Resident Evil when I'm ready to try it with the VR mod.
White flag, final lap. Stay sharp and finish strong.
Lost a lot of time on that.
Good run. We made it to the end. Just not quite fast enough today.
Yeah. So yeah, you say you're about to buy that Resident Evil. See what the hype is all about, huh? I gotta turn on the fan for a second, folks. It is hot in here. Not only that, that's the other bad thing of one of the bad things about this PC in here is it does pour out a lot of heat. The 3000 cards, that's the trade-off with the 3000 cards. I think even though we're into the 5000 cards now, I still think the 3000 cards are still formidable cards. But that's the trade-off with them is that when you put them under a heavy load, they do pour out a lot of heat. So you might hear a little bit of wind noise. Just give me a minute because it is hot in here. Let me go and check multiplayer and see if anybody's doing anything. We'll start with custom lobby. Lexington. He's doing I don't know that track, and he's doing LMDH, so we'll skip that one. Let's see what rank looks like. Damn. Mojave Desert. All right, then I guess I'll do Yo Clay, what you think about people going around saying PlayStation games not going to PC? You know what? Give me a second. First of all, let me go ahead and turn speech chat on so I can just listen for the comments.
At Eraser Tracer said, "Hi y'all, hugs
Era-
and kisses."
Eraser, how are you? All right. So you know what? C Slim, let me let me do a quick Google real quick and see how much money PlayStation made off PC. See here, how much revenue? That's the word we'll use. Did Sony generate on PC ports? Okay, so it says Sony has generated over 1.5 billion in gross revenue from PlayStation titles on Steam since 2020, with net revenue for the company estimated at around 1.2 billion after platform fees. The significant revenue stream, driven by hits like Helldivers 2, has
At
solidified
Slim
PC.
Production 2916 said, "It's all over Twitter."
Yeah, I know about that. So, so I need to know how much money they made in 2025. Well, actually, it kind of just answered my question. Just off of Steam alone, I just read it off. They grossed 1.5 billion since 2020. Since 2020. If you break that down over a 6-year stretch, now that we're in 2020, that's a little over five. Um, hold on, I was gonna crunch the number in my head. Hold on, because I want to be a little more precise. Because I'm going to get to that. I'm going to get to that. C Slim. Just a second. This calculator. 1.6 divided by, we'll say 5, because so it looks to me like roughly Sony has generated about 32 million a year off of Steam alone since 2020. That I think it might be pocket change to Sony, but still 32 million. I mean, so if they make their money back, I assume that they, at the very least, they're going to make their money back off of PlayStation. So whatever money they get off Steam goes in their pocket. Not to mention not the money that they probably made off of Epic. And now that they sent Helldivers over to Xbox, they made a few bucks off of that. So, um, I guess I guess I'd say all of that to say that I really don't have much of an opinion if Sony decides to pull the games off of PC. Um, it I'm not affected by it because honestly speaking, uh, I have not found any of the PlayStation exclusives the past few years attractive. Um, I'm trying to think. The last PlayStation exclusive I might have bought might have been God of War Ragnarok. Other than that, I think everything that I bought on PS5 has either been third party or VR. So he's still there. So yeah, short story long. Yeah, I guess I really don't have any opinion on about Sony pulling the games off PC. I guess you know what? Before I close the book on that subject, I've listened to several people give their opinion about it. About PlayStation pulling their games off of PC. You know, I heard a little bit of a take from Porter Rock, Hard Eight, um, Reforge Gaming, and I think out of those three, I think Hard Eight made the most sense. Um, he believes that the reason why Sony is pulling their games off of PC is because of the PS6. With rising research and development costs, rising RAM, and all that stuff, he thinks that Sony's going to have no choice but to charge at least $1,000 for the PS6. When if people are speculating that the next Xbox is going to cost anywhere from $1,000 to $1,500, so let's meet let's meet in the gray area on that Xbox. Let's say the new Xbox costs $1,200 and the new PlayStation 6 will cost $1,000. Well, it's $200 more. Now, here's the thing though, with it being rumored that the new Xbox is going to have Steam, Epic, and GOG on it, and it's also rumored that they're going to do away with Game Pass Core, you know, requiring you to have Game Pass in order to play online. So you'll be able to play games online for free, just like PC, even if you pay $200 more than the PlayStation 6. To me, that new Xbox sounds more attractive. And it is also presumed that the new Xbox is going to have more power than the PS6. So Hard Eight thinks that, and then from my point of view, Sony's not getting rid of PlayStation Plus. You still
At
go
Slim
to,
Production 2916 said, "It was just rumors. I hope it's not true. PS6 1000U in PC Ally."
oh well, I wouldn't be surprised. So the rumor is that Sony absolutely does not want to have to charge that much for the PS5. If they do have no choice but to charge $1,000 for the PS6, they got to give you something to make you want to buy the console. So by snatching those games off of PC and putting them back on the PlayStation platform, then you'll have a reason to buy the PS6, because if they keep sending their games to PC, then that means that people on the Xbox are going to be able to play those games by way of playing them through Steam or Epic, and the PC people are going to be able to play them. So there's not much motivation to buy a PS6. Like, especially in somebody like in my case with me having a
At Slim
4090.
Production 2916 said, "And Sony going up on PS Plus."
Yeah, I heard that that investors call or whatever that they had. They told the investors that they plan to generate more money by charging the people that's already in their ecosystem rather than try to find a way to pull new people in there. So just for the sake of they raise PlayStation Plus Essentials, the bare minimum one, to $100 a year, and then charge you $1,000 for the PS6. After 3 years, uh, uh, um, You buy the PS6, after 2 years, you done paid $1,200 for the console plus PlayStation Plus. You done spent enough money to buy that new Xbox. Or build a mid-range PC. So if all the games on PlayStation are going to be timed exclusives, and you already got a beefy PC, or you plan on buying that Xbox, what's the motivation for buying a PlayStation? It's not going to have as much power as the Xbox, and they still going to put online behind a paywall, make you have PlayStation Plus in order to play online. To me, I feel like the more bang for buck move would be to build a PC or get this new Xbox. So yeah, I think Hard 8 made the most sense when he said that they need a reason. They got to give you a reason to buy the PS6. So that's why they putting those. So they getting y'all ready for the PS6 by putting these games exclusively back on the PlayStation platform. But like I said, I really don't care because I haven't bought a PlayStation exclusive on the PlayStation since Ragnarok. Now I bought a few PlayStation games on PC. Even though I already had Days Gone on the PlayStation, I still bought it on PC. I think I bought The Last of Us remake.
At Slim Production 2916 said, they add PSSR2.
That's cool for PlayStation people, but I mean, I hate to do that PC master race shit, but I still feel that out of the 3 PCs that I got, 2 of them will still run circles around it. Now, Porter Rock, I mean, he made a good point that pulling the games off of PC and putting them back on the PlayStation platform, he thinks the PS5 Pro is still an attractive option versus having to pay anywhere from $1,500 to $4,000 for a PC. And I can agree with that. I mean, I can honestly tell you, the big thing that stops me from recommending a console over a PC is the paywall. Because if you get a PS5, you're locked on to whatever they give you. You don't have the freedom to buy other games. Now, when this new Xbox comes out, you're going to have the freedom to buy games off of Steam, Epic, GOG, and you'll still be able to go to sites like Loaded or G2A and buy those keys there cheap and then still play them on that Xbox. So, yeah, this new Xbox is going to cost a little bit more than the PlayStation PS6, but based on what I know or based on what's been rumored, I think the new Xbox is going to be the more attractive option, because the exclusives, we don't know what kind of exclusives we're going to see next generation. Because, I mean, honestly speaking, Wolverine is a highly anticipated game. But I think other than that, none of the games that they made in the past few years have really caught my eye, to tell you the truth.
We're at the back, mate. Didn't set a time.
At Slim Production 2916 said, PS5 Pro just starting to open up now, they talking PS6.
I definitely can agree with that because I think the PS4 Pro was a waste. They did not take it full advantage of that console because they mandated parity. So since a lot of games ran at 30 frames per second on the PS4, they had to run at 30 frames per second on the PS4 Pro because they didn't want the Pro users to have a performance advantage over the PS4. So yeah, that console was capable of running a lot of games at 1080p 60, but Sony mandated the parity. So that being said, I think anybody who bought a PS5 Pro, the only way they're going to get their money's worth out of using that PS5 Pro is if Sony extends the generation another year or two. Let's go.
Focus on the lights.
Damn, he picked the worst time to come off that grass. Now, see, look at that. You saw the way that AR charged through there. I didn't want to run the risk of getting hit. Change my brake marker reference point next time I come through there. Ooh! Damn! Messed that one up big time. And I messed that one up too. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Got on the gas. Right over the top of the chicane. Instead of letting the car ride it out. Oh shit! Fell asleep at the wheel. Yeah, I'll take that one. And I gotta slow down to give it back. Well, I'm in last anyway, it don't make a difference. Oh well, that was the most fun last place I ever did.
More work to prepare for the next race.
And I got to turn on the fan again for a second because I am absolutely smoldering. Let's go back and check online. Let's check the lobbies first. Nürburgring and these is locked. Oh well. Let's see ranked. Oh, let's do this. Actually gonna do a rank race. Normally I would use the Corvette, but I'm still in the Porsche kind of mood. So let's do that. And we got 2 minutes. That's long enough for me to grab a drink. I'll be right back. All right, let's do this. Oh shit, we got 7 people now. Holy moly. Oh shit. This is round 1 too. So we got a whole new week of a whole new championship. Also, shout out to my friends Gesture, Boris. His channel is Just Boris. Same thing with Gesture. His channel is No, This is Gesture Mets. And even though I don't know him personally, Xbox One Kenobi, and even Chunky GT, I don't know him personally either. But those guys, in my opinion, are the ones that keep this game going. Oh, and EJR, gotta give him his credit too. All those guys, they keep this game going because they host community races. So big shout out to those guys for keeping this game moving. I was so busy driving, I wasn't even paying attention to the frame counter. I've got it set to run at 30 frames per second in the menus, and then set it to 180 limit during actual gameplay. But on this PC, it won't hit the 180 on this PC. Also, I don't know what the audio is sounding like, so if it's not loud enough or too loud, let me know, please. We're already at qualifying.
At Big Rock 18 said, Xbox One has great setups for GTEV.
Yeah, I seen it. Well, I mean, I didn't watch a couple of his videos. I didn't watch them, but I know he has put out some videos for the setups. So, but actually, I think I grabbed one of his setups. Because I think he uploaded some setups here. Let's go.
Hammer down now.
kind of got lucky with that one.
At Godnamette said, "These graphics are terrible."
I don't think so, but everybody's entitled to their opinion. Don't! Damn, they got me with the track limits. Oh wait, fifth. Ay.
At Ilus X1 said, Pony trolls made up and ran with that no more don't games to PC. At Ilus X1 said, they are pathetic.
Well, I mean, I guess that's them. They council war.
But we can try and make it work from there.
I don't really feel affected by it one way or the other. All right, let's go.
At Ilus X1 said, why didn't Sony close NISs?
Obviously, they still got use for them. I don't know if people are taking that as a sign that Sony is still going to send games to the PC, being that they haven't closed Nixus down yet. All right, here we go. Oh no! Here comes that Corvette too. Ah! Fastest first sector. got too greedy. And now everybody running away from me.
At Adrenaluquity said, I just watched the movie Rush.
Never seen it. Damn, they are way up there. And nobody wrecking out.
At Adrenaluquity said, it's about the rivalry between Niki Lauda and James Hunt.
Alright.
Adrenaluquity said, and the infamous crash at Nürburgring is included too.
Okay, sounds like something I need to check out then.
At Adrenaluquity said, just a heads up, about 30% of the movie is sex scenes, so don't watch it with kids around, please.
My son's grown anyway. Oh damn, I lost a lot of time.
At Adrenaluquity said, gotcha LOL.
Oh shit! Damn, I'm really messing up. Damn, I won't even see the other cars anymore. Damn, sleeping at the goddamn wheel again. So this lap is going to be dog shit.
At Shaolin 4206. Said. How long you on for? At Shaolin 4206. Said. I'm about to hop on.
Ah! I don't know. I think I've already been live for a couple hours to tell you the truth. Damn it! Ay,
A
ay,
few more
ay.
turns of that.
I was a whole second off of the fastest lap, 148.4. I did a 149.4. But I promise you, if I was in VR, I could hit the 148s. I actually think I did it once with the Corvette, if I'm not mistaken. So I think I'll have one more look. See what's in the custom lobby. Nothing. So it's working its way towards 9 o'clock. And I have been live for about 2 hours. Yeah. So yeah, I think I'll go ahead and wrap it up right there. Chill out, grab a bite to eat. It's today Monday. I'm sure I'll be back this week. Got a couple of good races on Race Room. I think they've got a race at Red Bull Ring, and what was the other one? I think Monza. And then tomorrow on Le Mans Ultimate, we get a new set of daily races there. Let me check on them real quick. See here, online status schedule. What do we got here? From March 3rd. See, the bronze races, we've got the Silver Arrow Showdown, which is strictly Mercedes. Then we got WEC at Portimao, and then a third race at Fuji. All GT3s, intermediate. They've got Silverstone, LMP2, LMP3s, Prototype Tour at Interlagos, LMP2s, and GTEs. That might be a race. I might do that race, and then they've got one at Monza, P2s, P3s, and GT3s. Let's see here. Gold races. They've got hypercars at Imola, and we've got Kota, which I'm not a big fan of that track. Hypercar GT3s, weekly race Portimao, hypercars GT3s, 100-minute race 38 car splits, and then the 2.4 at Bahrain. Same deal, hypercars GT3s, 38 car splits, 144 minutes. So yeah, some decent races. So we'll come back with something this week. Yeah, I guess I'll just take it a day at a time and see how I'm feeling. So with that being said, thanks for watching, everybody. Really, really appreciate it. We will see you on the next one. Thank you, everybody, for checking out this test stream and streaming from my bedroom and positioning the camera where it's not invasive. So yeah, again, this PC is my workhorse. I do just about everything from this PC, especially my flat screen games, because, like I said, I like playing from the comfort of my bedroom. But I don't know. You'll probably see me do some more Project Motor Racing streams from in here. I was getting pretty good performance. And then definitely when I do Le Mans Ultimate, you'll see me on that other rig in there where I normally am, because that's when I'm dead serious. So thanks for watching, everybody. Really, really appreciate it. We'll see you on the next one. Until then, you all know the line. Wakanda forever. Long live the king. And deuces. Have a good one, everybody. We will see you soon.